Assalamu alaikum, my little creatives, and welcome to our art adventure. Today we're making a magical underwater torch craft. As we craft, we're going to be learning about Prophet Yunus and how he was swallowed by a whale. Are you excited? You're going to need a plastic wallet or a Ziploc bag, some colours, a pair of scissors, and a black and white piece of paper. Shall we get started?
Today we're going to be talking about a very important prophet in Islam, Prophet Yunus alayhi salam. But first I'm getting my plastic wallet or Ziploc bag and I'm cutting the bottom. Then I'm going to place a white piece of paper and then start drawing our under the sea drawing. A long time ago, in a big, busy city called Nineveh, people had forgotten about Allah. They didn't pray to Him or thank Him for all the blessings He gave them. Instead, they worshipped idols made of stone and wood. These idols couldn't see, hear, or help them, but the people believed they could bring them good luck. The people of Nineveh also did many bad things. They fought with one another, lied and cheated. Instead of sharing their food and helping the poor, they were all greedy and selfish. Allah wanted to guide them back to the right path. So He sent a very special man to help them, Prophet Yunus alayhi salam. Prophet Yunus was a kind and caring man. He loved Allah and wanted to help others learn about Him. Allah chose Yunus to go to Nineveh and teach the people to worship only Allah and be good to one another. It was a very big job, but Yunus alayhi salam trusted Allah and accepted the mission. Yunus was a prophet. Do you know what a prophet is? A prophet is a special person chosen by Allah to deliver His messages to people. Prophets are like teachers who help others learn about Allah and how to live a good, kind, and fair life. Just like how we have teachers at school who help us learn new things, prophets teach us the most important things we need to know about life, like believing in one God, Allah is the only one we should worship, and we should love and obey Him, and being good to others. Prophets teach us to be kind, honest, and respectful to everyone, and following Allah's rules. They remind us of the rules Allah gave us to help make the world a better place. Prophets didn't just talk about what is good. They also showed by their actions how to live in a way that pleases Allah. Some of the most famous prophets include Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, Prophet Musa and Prophet Yunus. Have you heard of them? They were all chosen because they were kind, honest, and loved Allah very much. Even though they faced many challenges, they never gave up on spreading Allah's message. So, in simple words, a prophet is someone who helps us learn how to be better people by teaching us Allah's words and showing us the right way to live. When Yunus arrived in Nineveh, he spoke to the people with love and patience. He said, "O people of Nineveh, stop worshipping idols. These idols cannot help you or protect you. Only Allah can provide for you and guide you. Pray to Him and obey His commands. But the people laughed at him. "Why should we listen to you?" they said. "We've always worshipped these idols, and nothing bad has happened to us." Some even got angry and said, "Go away, Yunus. We don't need your advice." Prophet Yunus tried again and again and again. He spoke to them in their homes, in the marketplace, and even to their leaders. "If you don't stop your wrong ways," he warned, "Allah will send a punishment to this city." But no one listened. Instead, they mocked him and told him to leave. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. Prophet Yunus began to feel frustrated. Why won't they listen? He thought. Finally, he decided to leave the city. He thought, these people will never change, and I've done my best. I'll leave, and Allah will deal with them. But Prophet Yunus made a mistake. He left without waiting for Allah's permission. Prophets are supposed to follow Allah's guidance in everything they do, and leaving Nineveh was not a part of Allah's plan. Prophet Yunus walked far away. He felt sad and alone, but he thought it was better than staying with the people who wouldn't listen. Eventually, he reached the shore of a vast, sparkling sea. A large wooden ship was preparing to sail. Prophet Yunus asked the sailors if he could join them, and they welcomed him on board. At first, the journey was peaceful. The sea was calm, and the sun shone brightly. Prophet Yunus sat quietly, thinking about what had happened in Nineveh. But soon, dark clouds began to gather in the sky. The wind started to howl, and the waves grew taller and taller. A terrible storm had begun. The ship rocked violently as the waves crashed against it. Water poured in, and the sailors struggled to keep the ship afloat. They were sinking. They were very frightened and said, "This storm is not normal. Someone on this ship must have made their God angry." Because the ship was sinking fast, they were throwing their luggage off the ship. It wasn't enough, so they decided to draw straws to figure out who should be thrown overboard to calm the sea. When the short straw fell on Prophet Yunus, he knew this was a test from Allah because he had left Nineveh without his permission. He accepted his fate and told the sailors to throw him into the sea. As soon as Prophet Yunus hit the water, something amazing happened. A huge fish or whale sent by Allah came and swallowed him up in one big gulp. But this wasn't an ordinary fish. Allah commanded the whale to keep Prophet Yunus safe inside its belly. Can you imagine how it must have felt inside the fish's stomach? It was dark, slimy, and quiet. Prophet Yunus couldn't see anything, and there was no food or water. He felt scared and lonely, but instead of giving up, he turned to Allah. Inside the fish's belly, Prophet Yunus realized his mistake. He prayed with all his heart and kept repeating this dua: لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين. Let's say it again together. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين. Again. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين. Okay, now I want you to repeat with me one last time. Ready? لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين. Great job! Now you can keep repeating it and learn it, so if you're ever in trouble, you can call to Allah. This dua means, there is no God but you. Glory be to you. I have done wrong. You can also understand it as there is no one worthy of worship except you, Allah. You are perfect and I made a mistake. You can say this dua at any time you like. Prophet Yunus kept repeating this dua. He stayed inside the whale for several days. During that time, he kept praying and asking Allah to forgive him. Allah, who is the most merciful, heard all his prayers. So, Allah commanded the fish to swim to the shore and release Prophet Yunus. The fish obeyed immediately. It swam to the shore and spat Prophet Yunus out onto the sandy shore gently. Prophet Yunus was safe, but he was very weak and tired. So he kept repeating his dua. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين. Do you remember it? Shall we say it together one more time? Ready? لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين. Great job! And Allah made a plant grow nearby to give him shade and food. Prophet Yunus rested under the plant and he thanked Allah for saving him. After recovering, Prophet Yunus realized he had to complete his mission. This time, he didn't feel frustrated or angry. He trusted Allah and returned to Nineveh, ready to guide the people again. When he arrived, he saw something incredible. The people of Nineveh had changed. While Prophet Yunus was gone, they started thinking about his warning. They realized they had been wrong to worship idols. They stopped their bad behavior and prayed to Allah for his forgiveness. When Prophet Yunus saw this, he was overjoyed. He stayed with the people of Nineveh and taught them how to live good and honest lives. Allah forgave the people and didn't send any punishment to their city. The end. Wow, what a beautiful story. Yunus must have been so brave. We learn a lot of lessons from this story. Our first lesson is patience. Never give up, even when it's hard. One of the most important lessons from Prophet Yunus's story is the lesson of patience. Imagine being in Prophet Yunus's shoes. He was sent to Nineveh to tell the people about Allah, to guide them back to the right path. But they refused to listen. He warned them, he explained, and he pleaded. But instead of listening, they mocked him and got angry. How would you feel if you were trying so hard to help someone, but they didn't listen and just ignored you? It might feel frustrating. It might make you feel hurt and even want to give up, right? Well, Prophet Yunus felt this way too. He was trying to help the people of Nineveh, but they rejected him. He was tired and disappointed. He thought, they'll never listen. It's better if I leave. So he left the city without asking Allah for permission. He didn't have patience. He thought that giving up was the best choice. But what happened next? Allah sent him on a journey, one where he would learn a valuable lesson about patience. Sometimes life feels difficult. We may feel like giving up when things are hard. Maybe it's schoolwork, a tough task, or even a problem with a friend. But Prophet Yunus shows us that patience is so important. Even when things are tough and we feel like giving up, we should keep trying. Allah is watching, and He will reward us for being patient. Think about this. When was the last time you felt like giving up, but you didn't? How did it feel when you kept going, even though it was hard? Our second lesson is to trust in Allah. Allah's plan is always the best. When Prophet Yunus alayhi salam was thrown into the sea, he was swallowed by a huge fish. He must have felt very scared and alone, being trapped in the dark belly of a whale with no one around to help him. That was not a good place to be. But even then, Prophet Yunus didn't give up hope. He didn't complain or ask, "Why did this happen to me?" Instead, he thought about the fact that Allah had a plan for him and he made a mistake. And no matter how difficult things seemed, he trusted in Allah's wisdom. This teaches us the important lesson of trusting Allah. We don't always understand the challenges or difficult situations we face. Sometimes we may not know why something is happening to us. But just like Prophet Yunus trusted Allah's plan for him, we should also trust that Allah knows what is best for us. Maybe you felt sad or confused about something happening in your life. Maybe things didn't go the way you wanted. But remember, just like the big fish helped Prophet Yunus, Allah is always with us, guiding us through every difficult time. Allah's plan is always the best plan, even if we don't understand it right away. Ask yourself, can you think of a time when something happened to you that you didn't like. But later, you understood why it happened. How did it feel when you trusted Allah through that time? Our third lesson is in forgiveness. Allah is the most merciful. The story of Prophet Yunus alayhi salam also teaches us about forgiveness. When Prophet Yunus was in the belly of a whale, he prayed to Allah non-stop, asking for forgiveness. He knew that leaving Nineveh without permission was wrong. He admitted his mistake, and he sincerely asked Allah for forgiveness. And what did Allah do? Allah forgave him immediately. But that's not all. When Prophet Yunus returned to Nineveh, he saw that the people had changed. They realized they had been wrong. And they also asked Allah for forgiveness. Allah, in His great mercy, forgave them all as well. This shows us that Allah is the most merciful, most forgiving, always ready to forgive anyone who sincerely asks for it, no matter what mistakes they have made. One of Allah's names is Al-Ghaffar, the Great Forgiver. Say it with me now. Al-Ghaffar. Al-Ghaffar, the Great Forgiver. The Great Forgiver. Have you ever done something that you felt bad about? Maybe you said something you didn't mean, or hurt someone's feelings. When we ask Allah for forgiveness with a pure heart, He forgives us. Allah's mercy is bigger than anything we could imagine. Think about a time when you made a mistake. How did you feel after you asked for forgiveness? And how did you feel when you forgave someone? Now we're moving on to drawing the flashlight. So I'm drawing a torch, and I'm going to colour it in and cut it out. Our last lesson of this story is the power of prayer, turning to Allah for help. The most powerful moment in Prophet Yunus' story happens when he's inside the whale, in complete darkness, feeling alone. But instead of giving up or feeling hopeless, Prophet Yunus turned to Allah. He prayed to Allah and said, "There is no God but you, Allah. Glory be to you. I have made a mistake." Do you remember the Arabic version? Say it with me now. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين. And again. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين. Great! One last time. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين. And that means there is no one worthy of worship except you, Allah. You are perfect, and I made a mistake. Prophet Yunus kept repeating this dua. This shows us the power of prayer. When Prophet Yunus was in the belly of the whale, he had nowhere else to turn. But even in that dark, lonely place, his prayer reached Allah. Allah heard his prayer and answered it, sending the fish to bring him safely to shore. Sometimes we may feel scared, lonely, or unsure about something in our lives, but we always have Allah to turn to. Prayer is our best way of asking Allah for help, guidance, and strength. It's like having a special conversation with Allah. No matter where we are or what we're going through, Allah always listens to us and will answer our prayers in the best way. So, when you're feeling worried or lost, remember that you can always turn to Allah and pray. Allah loves to help those who sincerely pray to Him. Think about a time when you prayed for something. What did you pray for? And how did you feel after praying? Do you believe that Allah listens to your prayers? So to conclude, this story of Prophet Yunus alayhi salam is full of adventure, lessons, and hope. It reminds us that Allah is always there to help us, no matter how big our mistakes are. Whenever we feel scared or alone, we can pray to Allah, just like Prophet Yunus did, and trust that He will take care of us. So now I've finished cutting out my torch. I'm grabbing my black piece of paper and sliding it in. Now I'm getting my torch on the first layer of plastic. And look! It looks like magic. The torch lights up the drawing. You can have so much fun playing with this. But just remember the story of Prophet Yunus alayhi salam and how he was swallowed by a whale.
Wow! Look at the beautiful magic underwater craft you made. I'm so proud of the amazing work you did today. Let's end with a short dua. Raise your hands and repeat after me. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu
min al-zalimin.
Which means there is no God worthy of worship except you, Allah. You are perfect and I made a mistake. And inshallah, I will see you guys in the next video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.